What's good everyone, it's Zigzag here, welcome back to another Geoguessr video, and in today's video I've got a special challenge lined up for myself. So LeRemiii, who you can see here, is actually one of the 3 creators of the World Cup official map, which we all played on over in Stockholm. Now that map had over 100,000 locations, and they were all handpicked, so that was no small effort. Not to mention that he also maps for the French League, so definitely a super experienced map maker. He also had a friend of his, Amire, help him out on these locations, so thanks to those two. And so yeah, in today's video I'm going to be trying to conquer the maps set by him. Obviously, I had the pleasure of meeting him over in Stockholm, and it should be really interesting to see how hard someone who's got so much mapping experience can make these maps. But yeah, the first one here, we got 3 maps today. The first one, this is a warm-up, so we'll just see how hard it is. I'm playing with the no-car script, as well as no compass as well. So let's just see how it goes here. First location immediately gave me Asia vibes. We got black and white, like a striped curb here, or a striped wall, which is really interesting. First thought was like Indonesia, or maybe even like Hong Kong or something like that. Very blue ocean here. This infrastructure here, this almost felt maybe a bit Indonesian or a bit Malaysian or something like that. I could see Malaysia here, and then we have a European style sign. Okay, so another option here is Albania. We don't have anything in the sky, so no rifts. This could still be Albania. It kind of looks a bit like Albania. The vegetation here is very warm climate. That's even like this is an Australian tree, I think. We have these ones growing in my primary school. I forget what they're called, but they have like a very papery bark that you can just rip off easily. Maybe it's not the same one. But anyway, interesting. But okay, this is really the clue down here. Now this is one where you could, with the compass, probably relatively easily 5k if it's Albania, or maybe even, oh, but look, we have even a lot of eucalyptus here. Okay, another thought I had is maybe Peru. So that's not good. I was thinking of 3 different continents so far. But Peru is impossible, actually, because of this sign here. So the question is, would you ever see that sign? You would see that sign in Hong Kong, I believe. But it doesn't actually look like Hong Kong, the rest of the round, I mean. This thing doesn't really feel that European to me. These gutters, these like drains, I don't know either. So, I mean, I think I'll get into Albania quickly and have a look. I don't know why I'm between those 2 countries, but it's certainly possible to be both, I think. So we have a little island here, which is basically connected. Like, this should be pretty findable if it's there, I imagine. Even if it's in Hong Kong, it should be relatively findable in theory. But yeah, this, I mean, without rifts, it's more likely to be up north, so we can check that for sure. Yeah, something like this, I mean, it's not out of the question. The mountains nearby here are bigger, though. I think we'd actually see bigger mountains in the distance if we were there, in my opinion. So let's turn our attention back to the vegetation here, which, yeah, I don't know. It definitely does. The whole round gives me Asian vibes, all in all. It's just the, this is very strange. I don't think that looks Hong Kongolese at all. I think it is actually Albania. Meanwhile, it looks like Hong Kong, which is just strange. I mean, that's also set up for right-hand drive, so yeah, I think I'm satisfied at this point. Very difficult round. It's not typical here, but I'm not going to be able to find it. I think I'm just going to guess here. Although, I guess this might be better here just because it's got less, the mountains are kind of less tall, but I mean, we're on the opposite side of the peninsula here, so yeah, I mean, it's wrong, but let's see if we're right about it. And okay, it was Hong Kong. That's, yeah. I mean, okay, at least I had the 50-50, which, I mean, on the last few videos, I've managed to go very wrong on the 50-50s, but that time was set up for right-hand drive, so, I mean, that explains the Asian vibes and everything, okay. So, not so good on the warm-up so far. This looks familiar. This might be like Kenya or something, or maybe it's just Argentina or Russia or something. Okay, we got lots of poles going on here. Let's take a look down this direction here. The house almost felt like Nigerian or something. Lots of poplars going on. Is that a sign set up for left-hand drive? I think it's not. I think it's just a flower, but it kind of looked like it. Rocky hills here. Almost felt a bit like Lesotho, but I think it's too flat for Lesotho, and also the, well, it's definitely too flat for Lesotho, but also, I don't think the poles feel that way either. This is definitely a hard location. And yeah, we don't have any, like, car to help us here at all. South Russia. How does South Russia feel? So, with the compass, we could probably see if those mountains were south or not, because then it could be the Caucasus, the start of the Caucasus. This little, fence thing here feels a bit Russian. It does. But all in all, I think I'm still maybe leaning more so towards the No, a lot of these buildings, like, it could be Ukraine as well. A lot of these buildings feel a bit like southern Russia, Ukraine to me, actually. I think without those, I would go Argentina, but yeah, I think this is southern Russia indeed, actually. Yeah, okay, so that would be my idea here, somewhere down here. Alternatively, do you ever get around this city? Big hills like that. Because that would be my other idea around Mykolaiv or Odessa. I don't know if Odessa has such hills. I think Odessa's pretty flat, all in all. Yeah, so I think I would be thinking more of Russia here, the start of the Urals, Patyogorsk or something like that. Patyogorsk has big hills like that, so I think I'll actually go there. But could I be wrong? Yeah, really, I could be. I still think I like it better than Argentina, though, which is my other main thought, just based on the houses. So let's see if I'm right about that. Okay, I was worried that when it zoomed out so much, but it was actually just Derbent. Or, yeah, Dermot area there, so that makes sense. Not a bad guess. I guess these were very, Dagestan houses. But, yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Okay, next round. What are we looking at? Some Europe action here, presumably. Although it could always be California, on a bait map, or maybe even Israel. The road's really pale, and we've got a metallic pole here, so I think I'm leaning Israel, all of a sudden. Also, because it's very nondescript, we don't really see much going on at all. I would go Israel, or maybe even Palestine here. I think that's my call. I don't know, I just think with the rockiness on the hill here, that definitely makes sense to me. And it's got too much plausible deniability, you know, like it could be other places, but it really could be Israel as well. Like, there's no thing to say not, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna go for it. Maybe this is actually more so down Ashdod way, on the way to Jerusalem, or it could just be Nazareth area. I don't know what would actually be the case. Okay, we were actually correct there. Excellent. It was all the way up near Haifa. That's why it was so green, I guess. Yeah. This area is pretty green, but Haifa is probably the greenest up Mount Carmel Way. Yeah, Carmel Way. So, yeah, good score there. Not too bad. Next one here, single yellow line. I would say we should not trust that, but let's have a look around. I mean, it kind of looks like Brazil, right? Sign set up for right-hand drive, presumably. Lots of eucalypts here, to be sure. Could this be Mexico? I didn't think it. I think it gave me more South American vibes. Possibly even Argentina possible here. So what do we have on the so we have some palms, we have some pines as well, interesting combination. Some Argentinian lights. I think there's actually Argentina on the panhandle. Which is interesting for sure. It definitely can be that. Like I think it's really good. And yeah, what I mean is these lights, they kind of like doing like a salute over the road. That's the way they look in Argentina. So yeah, I'm gonna go for it here. I'm pretty sure you get a lot of these like maybe in the south of Misiones, or like the north of Corrientes, something like that here. So I'm just gonna send it in like that. And indeed it was, even Entre Rios, yeah. That kind of a Uruguayan border area has a lot of planted trees, a lot of eucalypts and stuff like that. So that makes sense to me. Not a bad guess. Okay, next one here. And we even have the car peeking through here. I think this is I think we're actually looking at Greenland here, though. I think that car is possible in Greenland. But yeah, I think this also looks like Greenland, the way we have very little vegetation. I mean, this is about as much vegetation as you'd ever see in Greenland. But yeah, I think we're probably looking at southern Greenland for that reason, or somewhere western. It's not that one. I don't really know. I tried before the World Cup to learn a few, but ultimately I think I just send something like this and hope for the best. We'll see if we're right about that. And okay, it was actually pretty northern there. Like, that's actually a crazy amount of vegetation for so far north. But had we, that's the warm-up. Had we sent on Hong Kong, which we really should have, but it was a difficult round with the sign being set up the wrong way, then we would have had a 5-country streak and we would have had 20,000 score. But that was not to be. Here we go. This is the real stuff now. Let's see if we can manage a good score. Okay, so firstly, we're stuck in some Trekker. Might not even be Trekker, to be honest. No, it is Trekker. Okay. Not too much to say here, I feel. Oh, is this like a sea? I feel like this is a sea, not an ocean. It's very dry there. First thought is that we might be on the Dead Sea. I'm not sure if there's Trekker there, but certainly on the Israel side, I wouldn't be surprised if there was some Trekker. It's very dry here, as I've said a few times, but that could almost make me think that we were maybe somewhere in Bolivia. I don't know if Bolivia would have Trekker like this, or even a lake with mountains on both sides. It just kind of looks like Trekker, so maybe Titicaca. I think it's a bit dry for Titicaca, but it's possible. Don't mind that. What else is possible here? I mean, somewhere in the US. Somewhere in the US, randomly. Some big lake in the US, like, I don't know, like Salt Lake City area. Salt Lake City actually works here as well, I think. So that's my 3 main ideas. I would love to get any kind of vegetation here, but I think I'll just go for the Dead Sea as being the most likely. And we don't even know, because without a compass, we don't even know which side we are. But I guess I'll just say we are in the Israel side on this beach. Not really, I guess. Not really seeing anything I quite like that, to be honest, guys, because we have the highway, and then where the rocks kind of stop before the highway. So I actually don't think it's the Dead Sea, you know? It's interesting. Maybe we have to edit our guess here. We're gonna have to edit our guess, I think. I didn't mind the Salt Lake City idea. But then again, oh yeah, we do have mountains on both sides. Okay. I don't think it's there either, because again, we're right up against the rocks here, so I just don't see it being the case. But at least I think it could be US somewhere, so I think I'm going to send it in like that. What is it going to be here? Oh, Mongolia. Difficult round, difficult round. I could have thought of that maybe, but I don't think I would have gone there, so that's a difficult round. Okay, next one here. Much more gettable, it must be said. I'll try not to look at copyright here. This fence looks very European off the bat. Could be Germany here. Okay, what do we have down in the distance there? This feels... Oh, look at that house. Ooh. Could this be France, I wonder? What's that? We got a bit of a red roof going on here. Something you do see relatively often in France. I don't know, this can be like 10 European countries, so I think the idea here is that we go in the wrong country. We have a bit of rubbish, so maybe leaning Eastern Europe. Is that like a Pokemon cards packet or something? Yeah, got the stream and everything going on here. I don't know. Some of these trees feel a bit more southern as well, you know. I could even see this being as south as Bulgaria. I could see Romania as possible, Croatia, Hungary, Slovenia, Italy, Austria, France, Spain. Yeah, this is a lot of countries possible right here. I think maybe Bulgaria is actually a pretty good shout with the rubbish, the hilliness. But this fence felt a bit more maybe Croatian, or is that a house? It is. Yes, this house feels a bit more Croatian, Slovenian, Austrian, so I might go Slovenia here. But I don't really see why that's a bait round, though. It doesn't really feel that... baity. I don't know. Maybe just send it in. Maybe just send it in Austria here. I'll give that a go. Let's see. Okay, it was actually Turkey. That's why it was baity. Okay, that makes sense. And so we're in Ordu. Interesting round. So yeah, that makes sense with the rubbish. But the house did not feel Turkish, so that's a really strong round. I like that a lot. That definitely makes sense there. Okay. Next one, Uruguay. I just played 2 hours of Uruguay yesterday, so maybe I'm predisposed to think it's there, but this definitely looks like Uruguay. Has that mountains in the background, though? I think that's just clouds, but... Well, obviously, I'm predisposed to think it's clouds. If it is actually Uruguay, it has to be. But, I mean, the rest of the round looks very Uruguayan. I think I'm hard-pressed to go anything else here. No way, this is Australia, right? Yeah, so what is this landscape in the background? It feels a bit dry for Uruguay, like a bit of dryness on the hills. And then I'm saying that has to be cloud. It's very deceptive because it looks like snow-capped mountains, but no, this is cloud to me, and this is Uruguay to me. Sun, again, we can't check, so yeah, that is my my ultimate thought here. I'm gonna send it in like, how should I send it in? I think this is more southern Uruguay vibes, but I'm just gonna send it in the middle of the country. Let's see. Okay, was the middle of the country there? Good guess, 4.6 thousand. Next one here is Australia. Maybe. Yeah, I think this might be Australia, you know? Ooh. Okay, so let me run through what's possible here, because this is like a very common bait round, I would say. Okay, so we have lots of ferns on the side of the road. What? I think Australia is the first idea, and yet none of the trees are actually eucalyptus trees. So, and the whiteness on the bark here makes you a bit scared to go Australia. So I actually think it's not... If it is Australia, I can tell you where it is. It's probably in Nowra, or around Nowra on the south coast of the New South Wales state. But when it looks like that, but you don't have eucalyptus trees, often it ends up being in George, in ZA in South Africa. Maybe like in these reserves here or something like that. or just north of the city, somewhere around here in the green sections here. Yeah, so I would say we're in George on this occasion, or maybe even this national park. Yeah, but somewhere around there. I didn't remember seeing that many ferns here last time, so that's something to consider. And the last option is this is just Europe, like France. Could be France. I mean, the trees feel a bit... I don't know if you'd see so much like white, like what's not mold stuff growing on French trees. I feel like that's not quite possible. I feel like it's a bit lush for France. So then, I mean, it could be Corsica. I think maybe Italy would be my second guess here, if I'm wrong about that. Maybe Portugal. No, it's too green for Portugal. Italy would be my next guess, if I'm wrong. Could it be the Canary Islands? I think it's not. Yeah, the one concern I have with South Africa here is that the road's not quite wide enough for what I would like, but I think it should be George. And it was indeed George, 50 kilometers away. Oh, what's that other green stuff over here? Very good guess, very good guess. Happy I got that. Next one here. This is familiar. This could actually be France now. Yeah. So that's set up for left-hand drive, theoretically. I don't believe it. I'm waiting for the cheeky France round that they're going to put in here. This kind of looks like the infamous green triangle down here. They call it the green triangle because it's a big lot of national parks that look very strange. This could be like Poland as well. I suppose that would be my next thought, but I think the fence feels more French. The road quality feels quite French. Yeah, it's a France that's meant to look like Poland, I think. Now the problem is the triangle here is very flat, so maybe I'd have to guess a little bit more east just so you do actually get a few hills. So I think this is all, yeah, this is all basically flat, so do we see any of the houses or anything? Not really. And that's our sign. Yeah, so it's definitely Europe, and it could still be Poland or maybe even the UK, but I think I will go France on this occasion. Let's see if I'm right. And oof, okay, it was Netherlands. Yes, what are we? We're looking at hills there. What's going on? In the national park, of course. Damn. Maybe it was a Dutch fence instead. Well, not a terrible score, 13,000. We managed to nail a couple of them. The Turkey. That's the, I mean, again, the Mongolia is a write-off. We can't get that. The Netherlands is also very difficult to guess correctly, I feel. But the Turkey does make me think, could I have gotten that with enough time? I think I could have, but man, is it hard to think of. Maybe the copyright could have helped, I don't know. But yeah, interesting one. Okay, wait, are we actually there? Number 2, this theoretically could be the hardest one. Yeah, let's see how we go here. So, first one immediately looks like Malaysia to me. I think this is like a couple of roads in Cambodia that look like this as well. So we got like a telephone tower there, fairly big green hills here. Some kind of a concrete road immediately makes you think of Philippines, of course, but I think I prefer Cambodia. I think this is Cambodia up in the mountains, maybe, or maybe even Malaysia. I think Malaysia would have a better road actually. Malaysia, fairly rich country. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go southwestern Cambodia. If my memory serves me correctly, it might actually be there. And then maybe it's reverse psychology, and it would just be somewhere in Philippines, or maybe it could even be Ecuador. Ecuador I just thought of, you know. Okay, so I mean the curb being so like dug in is very Ecuadorian. These bollard things, actually bollards, not Geoguessr bollards, but actual bollards, are a bit sus looking for Asia. I think that might. Then again, you do see that quite a lot in Bhutan, for example. I don't know if that's what that tells me. Okay, I'm between Ecuador and Cambodia. All of a sudden, I don't mind the Ecuador suggestion. Suggestion by myself. I've always got my own back, man. I don't know. Yeah, what about this? Like, think critically. What about this? No, this vegetation felt more Asian to me. It did. It's just the ditch that feels very South American. So I'm not going to be surprised if it does end up being Ecuador, but I lean Asia. Could it even be like? Surely this is not Hong Kong again. That would be insane. No, I think it's somewhere. This was my main thought over here. Some road in here that I forget. Or some road up here. Maybe it was like actually north border somehow. Just gonna click middle, I think. That's good tactics in Cambodia. But gosh, guys, I I'm not confident. Not confident. But okay, let's go for Cambodia here. Let's see if we're right. And okay, not bad. It was Sri Lanka. I did think of Sri Lanka as well. I was always going to prefer Cambodia, but that does make sense with the road, I guess? No, not really the road. It makes sense with the I don't know. It was a hard Sri Lanka, but we got the right area. Honestly, sending Southeast Asia there, I'm happy with. Okay, next one here. This is interesting. Spanish bollards in theory, but this sign you see sometimes in... Okay, let's run through countries where this is possible. This could be Chile, actually. Interesting. Okay, if we were in Chile, so the bollards are like the Spanish style, but not quite. This sign you see in Chile and Argentina and Russia and a few other countries. It could be France as well, I guess. It's like a flat signpost, so that's something you see in France. The road quality does not look French, it looks Bulgarian. And I mean, sometimes you get sometimes you get random bollards in Bulgaria. Okay, thinking critically about this vegetation, that would be weird for Europe. That's this one here, the cabbage tree. When we have other bollards here, what are these? So these are like Indonesian style. So are we in no, surely we're not in Indonesia. Thailand? What the? Are we actually in Indonesia right now? That's an interesting thought. I mean, the bollards are well possible. What's more concerning for Indonesia is this old-looking bridge here. So, and also the signpost, they don't feel Indonesian, so, okay, this one's got me really confused. It does, actually. Well, I don't think it's France. Bollards, what are these? They're so old that I scarcely want to trust them. I kind of want to ignore them, actually. But these bollards, gosh, like, yeah, and this bridge thing here is very European looking, it must be said. Flat signposts, huh? Surely this is too tropical for France, I believe so. Like, these trees I think are impossible for France. What about the, like, and so we should be driving right, is what I get from that arrow, so that's good, at least. We know it's not Indonesia. But it doesn't give me much anyway. Like, I still really don't know. Like, maybe Chile is possible. But the road doesn't feel Chilean, it feels Bulgarian. So maybe it's Bulgaria. I don't know, I'm kind of between those two. And I don't feel like either option is correct. I think I'll just make a decision here. Which one's more likely? I don't think I've seen this road in Chile before. I feel like that would be quite strange. So I think I'll try, but the road lines don't look Bulgarian actually. They're kind of too thick. I think I'll still try Bulgaria, but that sign. Argentina. Russia? It's not Russia, surely. No, it's impossible for Russia. Yeah. This is I hope it's not Chile. I think this, obviously if we could see the sun direction here, we would know. I think which would be the correct answer, but I'm just not convinced. It still kind of looks like Southeast Asia as well. No. Maybe I do go Chile here. Gosh. Painful it is. Why does it feel so tropical if it's Chile? But that piece of infrastructure as well. Also pretty odd for Chile, admittedly. Bollards. Trying to think of any bollards I've seen there. Yeah, I'm going to go Bulgaria here. I think it's more likely out of the two. Oh, no, it was Argentina. Yeah, okay, that's... I mean, obviously I said that. They have those signs. But the the lines were just very strange. Road was very strange. Very difficult round. Again, yeah, being able to see the sun there would have helped, but gosh, that was difficult. Okay, next one here. Yellow plates. I feel like those are going to lie. Indeed they will here. I think this... Interesting. So no rifts. Okay, so could this be like southern Russia? Is what I thought. We're in some kind of a bay here. My thought was like maybe Sochi area. So I wonder if we can find such a bay in Sochi. Maybe not. I mean, this is bigger than a river, I think. Yeah, it's actually a bay of some kind. Sochi does not have a bay. Nothing up here has a bay, unless we were here. That's at least possible. And Yeah, okay, this is possible now. So we have mountains. We have a lot of boats. I don't see the exit to the bay is the problem here. And we would see a bigger city going on here, I think. But to be honest, it is pretty... We just see mountains behind... Yeah, I mean, I don't mind this idea. The yellow plates, how do you explain that? So they're like, what, Dutch tourists or who? Who came here? These guys are kind of dressed in a way that I like for Russia. But maybe it's just something completely different here. What about... It's not Switzerland. Okay, the building. I mean, the sheds really don't give you anything, I don't think. And then everything else is kind of too far to see. Okay, I might be barking up the wrong tree here. This might just be like Slovenia or something. So do we have much rubbish going on as well? This almost looks like fireweed or something, which would put us really far north. But the trees are much more southern feeling, so... I think it could also be something in the Alps. I do think that. This is a bit of a risky guess, obviously. If we're wrong, we're very wrong. Slovakia, Slovenia. I might just go for it here. I think it's an interesting guess. I think it's wrong, but it's very ballsy with the yellow plates, that's for sure. What else could it be? I think I'm going to go for that. Slovenia, like, something in here would be my other guess. But I'm going to go for the interesting guess on this occasion, because sometimes when I don't go for the interesting guess, I regret it, and this is certainly one such an occasion where this is an interesting guess. So let's see if I'm right about it. And okay, it was just Slovakia. I mean, Poland instead. Makes sense. Yeah, I mean, I wish I just went for a standard guess there, but I mean, Slovenia would have been pretty close, but yeah, there you go. Okay, next one. Greece, just go. I would say it's just Greece with the yellow road lines. Yeah, nice. And last round of the video here. Can we eclipse 10,000? That would be nice. That would be nice. Okay. Ooh. Thought of Bolivia again here. Okay, those people. American tourists, maybe? Yeah. Some direction would help here again. Unfortunately, we are lacking that. What's that? Could this be Jordan? I don't know, something about this vegetation kind of remind me of salt marsh area. There's what this, there's like a, near the salt marshes, there's like a national park within them. Maybe this one? No, it has trails on it. This one here, maybe. Something like that. I feel like it looks similar. It's very dry here, but the problem is we see so many hills in the distance, and this is a relatively flat place. Like, yes, we could be right in the thick of it, but I'm not so convinced. Yeah, so something in here, it's possible. I don't know, it's an idea. It's an idea, right? I might just go for it. It seems fun. There are so many options here, like USA, Mongolia, Jordan, UAE? I don't think it's UAE, actually, but I guess it's possible. Is that a town? That could be a joy. If that's a town, not rocks, it looks like Jordan. But I think it's just rocks. That looks kind of like a Middle Eastern town on a hill, which is kind of funny. Yeah. I'm gonna go for Bolivia here. Let's see if we're right about that. Okay, it was. Wow, South African border with Namibia? Insane one. Never would have guessed that. It's a pretty crazy tracker. I'd never seen that in my life, I can confidently say. And yeah, we end off with 6,000, 7,000 points there. Honestly, I'm fine with how I played on this one. There were no, like, throws, maybe apart from the Bulgaria and Argentina. Even still, I would have gone, like, south of Santiago, so it's hard to get a good score there. So, yeah, not too bad. Thank you very much to Remi for making these maps. That was a lot of fun. And, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed playing along. And, yeah, I'll see you guys in a video very soon. Till next time, guys, and goodbye.